All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on some of the wisdom that you can find in the scriptures, right? And then also talking about how we fight against we fight against spirits, man, not flesh and blood, right? The scriptures say in Ephesians 6 and 12, which I'm going to get it, and I'll come back to this scripture, in fact. Because everything is a spiritual thing first, man. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's why when some of you brothers out there, like some of the time you might have a thought in your mind that is clearly sin, right? It's clearly sinning. We have to fight against that with the scriptures ultimately, right? And that goes for everyone. And the proof that it's a spiritual attack is that it don't last forever. That stupid thought in your mind will be there for a time and then it goes, right? Because it wasn't really a thought of yours, right? It's an attack, man. Let me just say it like that. It's an attack to try and lead you astray, which is a goal. So that's the goal of Satan anyway, man, to try and lead us astray. It's Sirach chapter 37 and verse 3. O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit? Right? O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit, man? In this world, and all these people around it on this earth, man, they're obsessed with the elect because they want to try and make the elect be like them. And the things that people that are striving to be the elect will go through are completely different than the things that other people do, man. They deal with all kind of stuff, man. Like when you just be walking on the street minding your business, and then these weird old people will try and like damn kamikaze and damn dive into your way when you're just minding your business. You might be on the left side of the road, and they're on the right hand side of the road, and they'll now take a beeline and walk in your path because they got a demon on them that's sent to try and antagonize you in some way, man. You might you might go into a store, and now everyone that was acting normally before, all of a sudden they're going on weird, man. And people that don't know anything about this, they'll think it's paranoia. But other people will know now, this stuff actually really happens, man. These people are weirdos, right? They're obsessed with people that are trying to have the spirit of Yahawah on them. And let me get a scripture. If we was of the world would love us, man. But we ain't of that. We're not striving to be of the world. John chapter 15 and verse 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So Yahawashi is saying, okay, you think the world, they don't like you. It didn't like me first. Verse 19, if you were of the world would love his own. And that's the reason why we don't blend in with these people, man. Our ways and our spirit is completely different to these people. And we'll just be minding our business, walking on the street. And these people are like, they have to change their face to be weird. Israelites too, man. Jake. Like, they'll be weird. They'll be like, you know what I mean? They try and make like tense up themselves in some kind of way. They've just got demons on them. You know what I mean? These people that got spirits on them. Your next door neighbor might be a demon and bugging out. You know what I mean? They might try and monitor your movements and all kind of crazy shit, man. You know what I mean? These people are weirdos down there. And they said me saying nothing to make people paranoid. It's just me saying different things that can take place. Verse 19 again. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. These people down there on this earth are demons, man. Right? They're a bunch of spying demons. And I've heard some of the things that brothers have said before that, like, what I remember one thing I heard a brother say before where he said that his neighbors were running and trying to tell his family members that he was about the scriptures in the way that he is. whenever he wouldn't be in the house, because these people are demons, man. Why the hell do they even care about that? And that's what some of these people are gonna have to acknowledge in themselves. If what we think and what we believe is so insignificant, why do they even care about what we believe? If we're even so insignificant as what they try and make us think we are, why do they even care about where we work or where we don't work? Why do they care about what money we do have or what money we don't have? Considering they think that this belief system is so insignificant anyway, yet they all have to talk about it. They all have to try and mock it in some way, but they haven't been able to disprove what we're saying though. You know what I mean? They haven't been able to disprove what we're actually saying. They haven't been able to make us not believe that we're the Israelites by going into the history and proving who we are. You notice that none of these people ever did that. They're quick to tell us that we ain't the Israelites, but never in the past hundreds of years did any of them ever show concrete proof on who we actually are. Going back before the Atlantic slave trade happened, be like, oh, before the Atlantic slave trade, these are the people that you belong to here. This is your history. They never did that. But then now that we're actually understanding who we really are, they're thinking that they were like, no, you're not. No, we don't believe anything you people say. Because as far as we know, you people have never told us the truth about anything. So to hell with you people, man. And when the changeover comes, expect the same mercy that you showed. I'm just gonna say that. Expect the same mercy that you would give. What mercy you gave, that's the same mercy that's gonna be given to you. All right? For all you people that you thought that the downtrodden state of the Israelites was a joke. Just wait, man. You damn demons. All you spying people out there, you wicked ass neighbors that are harassing brothers and all kind of stuff. All you bug out people out there, man. All you weirdos. All you people that have got heavy demons on you, man. Or every single last dirty, stinking one of you, man. Watch. Now, let me get this scripture here, because this is some of the wisdom that you can find in the scriptures, man. And this is a scripture that covers both men and women. This is Sirach chapter 8 and verse 15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. So what's that going into? A person that's always down for a scrap, man. And like, there's this one guy on the internet that people might have seen by now. And there was the first time he was on the internet, he was kind of cool or whatever, what he was doing. Like the women was trying to bun him out and talk about his appearance on some pop the balloon thing. So he started going in on their appearance, man, and started telling them about themselves. They was like, oh, you ain't even got no neck or whatever they be saying. You're too short and stocky and all that. So he be like, man, yeah, and your arms are hairy. You know what I mean? He was telling them something about themselves. Like they was trying to tell him something about himself. But then you started to realize with this guy, he calls himself on the internet now Aaron the Plumber, or they say AKA Ninja Turtle or what, right? And this guy is just always down to throw hands, man. Like this guy is too much standing on business when it comes to all of that fighting thing, man. Slapping people upside there, going upside people's head, throwing right hooks. This guy is down off not even much being said to him. He's just down to run up to two twin brothers and start squabbling. You know what I mean? Down to just run up to people, and he don't care about what size they are neither. He don't care if they're bigger than him. And if he does get dropped or whatever, he'll spend the rest of the damn night trying to get a rematch, because the guy is just too much on fighting, man. Like, it's good to be able to defend yourself and all of that, man. To know that you can if you needed to. Against a person that's of a bigger stature than you, that's a good thing to know that you could do. But man, you can't travel around with a person like that. But if you're just rolling around with a person like that in your day-to-day life, and somebody accidentally, not deliberately, somebody accidentally bangs into them, he's gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? Bat, 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 bat. Start scrapping out. And that's why we can't be the bold fellow too, man. And sometimes we get on a hype, man, because these people will bring it out of you. These people are weirdo. These people down here, they're annoying, man. And that's why what's that word that Apostle Bar says, man? We've became like make people in this truth end up becoming a misanthrope, man. We just don't like people very much because they ain't got no damn manners, right? They're antagonistic, and then if somebody was to grab them up and put hands on them, then all of a sudden they know how to have manners now. All of a sudden, or then they want to try and call authority figures and all this kind of stuff, man. Because these people ain't really as tough as they think they are. Because if they was as tough as they think they are and as brave as they thought they were, when 2020 came, they wouldn't have been running to that C19. They'd have been like, I ain't taking none of that. I don't care what you want to take away. I ain't taking none of it. I ain't taking, you know what I mean? They would have been saying it like that. But they didn't, though. They didn't do that, man. And thou shalt perish with him through his folly, because now you're being seen with a person like that. You're going to get in a scrap. And this isn't a scripture that just covers men only, because there's women that will be bold too. Quick to argue with any woman in public, quick to argue. You take her out to a flipping, let's say you take a woman out and you go some grocery shopping or something like that. And you, all right, love, I'm going to go and get the flipping, I'm going to go to the condiments aisle. I'm going to get some gherkins. Yeah, I'm going to go and find some gherkins because I want to make a burger. And you go and get the beef burgers because we're going to, you know what I mean? And you turn around and she's got her finger all waving in someone's eyes now. First of all, and second of all, and third of all, and let me tell you something else. And I got something else I need to get off my motherfucking chest. Mate, you can't be with no woman like that, because whoever she's just run her mouth arguing with, she's just selected your opponent. She thinks she's Eddie Hearn now. You know what I mean? Or Ben Shalom and you're the prize fighter, and she's trying to pick you a champion. She thinks you're her champion that she can just use to defend her lack of honor, trying to set you up for a scrap. And then if you win, she's going to be picking your next opponent anyway, and she's going to become even more bold to try and act like that in public against everyone. And if you lose, she go and bounce and find the next sucker. And that's why a lot of these women like them low tolerance roadmans, because they're demons that are prepared to try and take people out of this world over nothing, for some words that a stupid woman says. Verse 16, striving up with an angry man and going up with him into a solitary place, for blood is as nothing in his sight. So if you find out that somebody's always too on a hype, and that, or a lot of these women, they love them kind of people some of the time, man. And then they end up alone with these people. And who is it that ends up taking them out? The same person that they was trying to use as a human pit bull on a leash against everyone else. Or you women that you love all of these road guys and these street guys and all that, but they end up going upside your head. Oh, now all of a sudden it's wrong and we need justice in the earth. Yeah, okay. For blood is there's nothing in his sight, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. So you can't be going in private with a person that's just too on a hype all the time, man. You know what I mean? If they're angry about things that anger is supposed to be had about, that's different, right? That's different. Like if they're angry when someone's around them is like being weird, that's different. But if they're just always on a hype all the time, well, that person, it says in the scriptures. And that's why we have to not be that bold fellow or that angry man ourselves, because these things are caused by spirits that are trying to attack us anyway. Because Satan's job is ultimately to get us to fall away from Yahawashi. That's all his goal is, to get us to do something that we think, man, the blood of Yahawashi can't cover this. Like I thought it could cover everything else that I've did wrong, but I just don't believe that the blood of Yahawashi is going to cleanse this thing that I've did here. That's the goal. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse, that's his goal. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it now? Let me go to this scripture in the book of Job, when Job was trying to when Satan was pretty much trying to be like, oh, yeah, but you're saying Job's doing this and he's doing that, but it's because you've put this around him and you've gave him that though. So if you took these things away from him, I bet he start believing in you then. Job chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahawah came present before. So like there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before Yahawah, and Satan came also among them. And Yahawah said unto Satan, Whence camest thou? Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, From going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. And in that time he would have been tempting people, man. He would have been whispering in people's ear, trying to, oh yeah, commit that adultery, yeah, commit that adultery. It's gonna feel real nice. He'll be trying to get people to do all kinds of stuff. There's a recent person that's just came out and did something about something that's outrageous, and you think that Satan wasn't involved in that? You really think so? You really think that evil spirits was not involved in what that guy wanted to do and what he more than likely did? And let's say he didn't do it, right? If you're talking about I'm stepping down and I'm not going to keep the Passover and all of this, and I'm not going to do this thing and I'm not going to do that thing, well, the demons that are going to charge up even worse. And you'll end up doing those things, all of that stuff, and even more. Whether people believe that he did or didn't do it, right, mate? If he truly falls away from the Lord now, he's gonna do all of that stuff in them things, and even more, man. Because it's that stuff was like an insane path, man. Because at one stage you're saying that Esau is the devil, but then another, you know what I mean? But that was all caused by spirits, that the same spirits that made him do that. You think that spirit don't exist now all of a sudden because it made him do that? That same spirit exists and could try and attack anybody else that believes in the Lord. Did Yahawah only make one spirit that tries to tempt people to do, or did Yahawah only make Satan have the ability to try and tempt only one person with that kind of spirit? I don't believe that. So the same spirit that got on that guy and attacked him, that same spirit could attack anybody else that's on this earth that does believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and that doesn't believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And that's the real truth, man. Not the fake, oh, my mind could never think nothing bogged out like that. Yeah, it could. Because we don't even control the thoughts of our mind, man. Yeah, your mind could deceive you into thinking something like that too. But the difference is, Alex, I've been hearing people say it, and it's true, man. The difference is what you do when that thought enters your head. When any sinful thought enters your head, the difference is what you do when that sinful thought enters into your head, man. And to not try and fall off the deep end, right, and end up drowning, or fall into the fire and end up getting burned. Verse 8, and Yahawah said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? Now, when you read this scripture, right, and obviously I know the scriptures say don't take away, right? But if you were to just replace in your mind servant Job and put your name in there, right? Replace in your mind the servant Job and put your name in there, right? So it would be like this. And Yahawah said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant blank? And that would be your name now, right? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahawah, that is sure of evil. So instead of saying that stuff, he will be saying stuff about you, about the things that you know about yourself that are good in the eyes of the Lord that you do, right? Has he considered my servant blank, meet your name, that there is none like him, or that he's trying to do this in the earth, that he does this, that he does that he does this thing and that thing and that thing, and that he tries to rebuke adultery and he tries to rebuke wanting to steal, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that you do, that you know that's good things that you do in regards to the Lord. And Satan answered Yahawah and said, doth Job feed thee for naught? So instead of saying Job, it would be your name in there, right? Doth blank whatever your name is as a brother, your Hebrew name, does he fear you for nothing, right? And it could be something that you don't even necessarily know that Yahweh is doing for you in a blessed way, but Satan knows it in the spiritual world because he's up there. Oh, does he fear you for naught? Because you've got a hedge around him where you can protect him from these kind of spirits. You've protected him from these kind of spirits, and you give him his daily bread. So of course he's going to believe in you, because he's got these things going on to where he can be comfortable enough, right? Verse 9. And then Satan answered Yahawah and said, doth Job fear thee for not fear Yahawah for naught? Let me read that again, verse 9. Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, doth Job fear Yahawah for naught? Hast thou not made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. Right? So, because he was receiving good things, that's why. You see what I mean? Because he was receiving good things, Satan was trying to say, oh, of course he's going to believe in you. You've gave him all these good things, so of course he's going to believe in you. Right? Verse 11, but put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And that's what Satan tries to say about us, man. Oh, of course he's going to believe in you, because he's got good health. His health's nice right now. He's doing this. He's trying to get in this career. He's doing his training. He's trying to get in this thing. He's trying to do that. Oh, you've gave him a decent job that covers his wages, covers all these bills, and he's got this amount spare. But if you took that away from him, then he'd bun you out. Or of course he's gonna believe, because you've gave him this woman, right? She's pretty to him. He thinks she's a this out of 10 or whatever, right? She cooks and cleans and does all of this and that. But if you took that woman away from him, then it'd bun you out. Oh, of course he's gonna believe you. Look how strong you've made him be. He can go gym, he can lift all these weights, he's healthy, he does this. Women think he's handsome or whatever. But if you took that away from him, he'd bun you out to your face. He'd look up to the heavens and start cursing you out. That's what Satan's on. Well, of course he's gonna believe in you, because you've got him in a house. He's kind of away from people. He kind of can just mind his own business. But if you took that comfortability that he has there and he's living in his house away from him, then it'd bun you out. And then Yahawah will be like, okay, let's put that to the test then, since you think that. Verse 12. And Yahawah said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahawah, right? So in the situation with the health, okay. And this happens in the scriptures. It happens in the book of Job. Okay, he's got good health, but I'm going to give you the ability to take away his health. Only don't kill him, right? You can take away his health and make it worse, but you can't kill him though, right? That's what ends up happening. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, here we go. Job chapter 2 and verse 5, but put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahawah said unto him, and Yahawah said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So he's like, all right, you think that this man would stop believing in me because he got sick? All right, I'm allowed to give him a plague then, and I bet he's gonna still believe in me. But you're not allowed to kill him though. You can put whatever plagues, whatever you think you can try and do, but he's not allowed to die from any of the things that you do. So a brother out there, you might have health problems after health problems after health problems, man. And the reason why that's happening to you, if you truly believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, is the same reason why it happened to Job. Because you might have not had those problems, those health problems, until you said the name out of your mouth, Yahawah, and you said Bahasham, and you said Yahawashi, right? The moment you said Yahawah out of your mouth, that's when these things started activating around your life. That's one of the things that can happen. And it's not because to call upon the name of the Lord is a bad thing to do. It's because, my son, right, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, like it says in the scriptures, man. In Sirach the second, let me see. Is it Sirach the second chapter? Yeah. My son, if thou come to, Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. Right? There's a lot that's gonna happen to everyone. That does happen. And the end, like I remember hearing a brother say before, this is a marathon, not a sprint, man. They said it was a marathon, not a sprint. And the way they was looking at me when I was like very new was like, man, I don't think this guy really grasps what's going on right now. And I remember them saying it and just looking at me. This is a marathon, not a sprint. That's what they were saying, man. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and it is. They didn't lie when they said that, and whether that was their own words or words that came from the apostles, either way, the message trickled down and made my ears hear it too. Because like the apostles, when they first was believing it, Dave was thinking, oh, okay, around the year 2000, some of it could be over. And then we've heard later on from them now that some of them knew, nah, this ain't, it's not going to happen with that because there's still way many things more. But then would they have believed that it would have been 25 years after that it would have would have still not took place, and they're still going? That's a quarter of a century, 25 years. You know what I mean? And Yahawah's put it in the spirits of people that are of the elect. He's going to put the spirit in them to, no matter when the time comes, that they're going to end up still believing, man. Now, let me go back to this chapter here on some of the wisdoms. So, chapter 8 and verse 1, strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. So, if you can clearly see a visual of somebody that's carnally stronger than you, don't even waste your time getting into a fight with these people, right? Verse 2, being at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh thee, for gold hath destroyed many and perverted the heart of kings. So if you're out in public and someone that's extremely wealthy tries to get into something with you, it's almost like the scriptures is telling you, you can't even really get into no trouble with that person, because bribery is going to make them believe that you're in the wrong, make everyone believe that you're in the wrong, even when you're not. Verse 3, strive not with a man that is full of tongue and heap not wood upon his fire. So if someone's just running their mouth too much, like, there ain't never no point getting into no argument with that person, because they're only going to just keep getting even worse and worse and worse. Like them loud, clamorous women, man. There ain't never no point getting into nothing with them. Verse 7, rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we all die. So if a person that's an Israelite ends up doing an extreme wickedness and then they end up perishing, man, like, I just read what the verse says, man. I'm going to say it like that. I just read what the verse says. You know what I mean? I read what the verse says, man. Be scared about how these things can happen, because we could have the same thing happen to us, man. Verse 9, miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. Exactly. So you ain't supposed to be pointing out the people that made you know you're Israelite, because they even pointing out their people that taught them. And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth. They'll have already went through a lot of the things that you went through in the first place anyway. And when they're telling you don't do this and don't do that, it's because they already done it. And they're trying to make you have a head start and avoid all the things that made them be further behind, if I can even say it like that. Things that might have made them fall back in times past, man. Right? Here's a good one. Verse 10, kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire. So if you find out that someone's did a heavy wickedness, you're meant to say something about it. You're not supposed to hold it back. And then when you get exposed, now you want to try and talk about what everyone else did, because you're going to end up burning in the flame of that person's fire. And that's what happened recently to somebody. That's what happened recently, man. Here's one. Verse 12, lend not unto him that is mightier than thyself, for if thou lendest him, count it but lust. You see what I mean? someone that's mightier than you, someone that can like beat you up and all that, yeah, and that might have a more higher standing in this world. You can't be borrowing money to people like that, because if it says it right there. If you send it to them, count it but lost, meaning you ain't getting that back. And there's even another verse that goes into how like when you borrow people money, they're gonna be speaking softly and stuff like that. But then once you've gave it to them, they're gonna complain about the amount of time that's gone by before you've started asking them about it again. And that's facts. In the world that happens, man. To the point where you're like, man, what the hell is going on around here? Verse 18, do no secret thing before a stranger, for thou knowest not what he will bring forth. Right? Don't be in the world trying to be around these people, acting like they're more honorable than Israelites, because they'll end up talking about everything that you told them. Don't start telling them nothing about your private life, because they probably know who you are and what you believe some of the time, man. Or they want to know. They want to know about you. So these people be trying to all ask private questions and that. And they ain't even nothing to do with believing in the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. They don't know, asking these questions. Oh, so what do you do for a living? Or what do you do for this? Mate, none of your business. None of your business, mate. That's what's done for a living. None of your business. Because really that's just a question to try and know what's in your pockets, mate. None of their damn business is what's done. These people don't need to know how any of the brothers out there make their money. They don't need to know, man. That's none of their business. So I was hearing one of the apostles talking the other day, and they was going into how a lot of these people have tried to stop brothers and shut brothers down from making money, so that they can keep the lie going that Israelites are bums, because these people are wicked as hell, man. They'll laugh that you don't have any money, right? They might laugh, oh, he's unemployed, ha ha ha. But then if they found out that you had some money, then all of a sudden they're gonna be angry. So which one is it? Are Israelites bums, or have Israelites got money? You know what I mean? And the thing is, Israelites are gonna be in both categories. They're gonna have some kind of daily bread amounts different than others. One man's daily bread is not gonna be the same as another man's daily bread. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahawah, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. Right? So we're trying to strive against the evil day, which is the day of Yahweh's wrath, man. That we don't want to take the Karagma in that time. Verse 14, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, which is going to be peace to the Israelites. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. If you keep believing in Yahawashi, when any of them dumb thoughts enter into your head, right, any of them wicked thoughts coming into your head that are not really your thoughts, it's Satan trying to disturb your peace, right? Well, then you'll be able to escape, because it's like people might say, oh man, to overcome adultery is easy, and it is, but is it easy to overcome covetousness? Then is it easy to overcome covetousness, where you might be walking down the street and you see a woman and in fact, to overcome adultery is actually not easy to overcome, because most of these women out here have been with a man before in their lifetime. So in order to not commit adultery in its truest sense, you have to not sleep with a woman that slept with another man before, and that man's still alive. So actually, it's not easy to keep that law, really, right? Neither is it easy to keep the law of covetousness, because you can be walking on the street, you can be in your house watching the news, you could be, you know what I mean, and a woman that's attractive shows up on the news, a woman that's attractive when you're walking on the street, and then you think, oh man, she's attractive. she's hot, whatever, and then she's got a husband that's coveted. You just coveted, pretty much. You know what I mean? Which is why in the scriptures it says that a man shouldn't lust after a woman in his heart. He's talking about a woman that's married. He's not talking about any woman in general, which is where Christians take things too far and start lying. Verse 18, no, verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahawah, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, meaning begging for Yahawah to not just have mercy on you, but have mercy on all the elect to the nation of Israel that are scattered near and afar off, man. Not just for yourself, but for everyone else that's a believer. Because everyone that's a believer is needed to be sealed before the salvation comes, man. All of the believers need to be sealed before the salvation comes, before the day of the Lord comes, as it says in Revelation 7:1. Hurt not the earth until the servants of God are sealed. Right, and I'm going to end the lesson there. I'm going to see how long that was. Yeah, I'm going to end the lesson there, man. Shalom.